You know the feeling. Subscribing to a new service online takes exactly one click, but try to cancel that same subscription and you are suddenly trapped in a maze of hidden menus, confusing pop-ups, and mandatory customer service calls. Behavioral scientists have a term for this specific friction: sludge. If a nudge is a design choice that makes a good decision easier, sludge is the inverse. It is a barrier that makes a desired action agonizingly difficult. When scaled across the entire economy, these individual frustrations aggregate into a $3 trillion drag on American output. Consider this specific burden on the public. Americans spend over 11.4 billion hours a year filling out federal paperwork alone. Those billions of hours represent a massive vacuum, draining time that would otherwise be spent on innovation, education, or family. Sludge is a hidden architectural force, built into the background of our institutions, secretly depleting our collective resources and time.
Half of all sludge is accidental, born from what researchers call the empathy gap. The people designing a system often fail to imagine the cumulative burden their requirements place on the person trying to use it. Legacies of old software and layers of bureaucratic bloat compound over time. Eventually, the friction becomes so thick that the original goal of the system is lost under the paperwork. This process drains our cognitive bandwidth. Every confusing form and unexplained weight uses up the limited mental energy we have for decision-making and planning. When that bandwidth is exhausted, present bias takes over. The immediate pain of the administrative hurdle becomes so high that individuals give up on the long-term benefits they actually need. By ignoring the biological limits of human mental energy, unintentional sludge ensures that even well-funded programs eventually fail. Other forms of sludge are highly intentional. Corporations frequently use Dirk patterns to purposefully engineer friction, making it effortless to spend money, but exhausting to stop a recurring payment. This weaponized friction also appears in environmental policy, a specific phenomenon known as brown sludge. We see this in the grocery aisle. Disinformation campaigns and unverified eco-labels create massive search costs. When a consumer is overwhelmed by uncertainty, they often default back to carbon-intensive products. Friction can even be physical. Infrastructure built exclusively for fossil fuels creates carbon lock-in, making it impossible for citizens to choose a green alternative, regardless of their motivation. Intentional sludge protects the status quo. It is friction used to guard a profitable industry at the direct expense of the public. For those living in poverty or dealing with poor health, cognitive bandwidth is already at its limit. This is the scarcity trap. A minor administrative hurdle for a healthy, time-rich person can be an impenetrable wall for someone already struggling with the mental load of survival. History shows this is often by design. Extreme wait times and convoluted paperwork have long been used to disenfranchise specific populations, turning bureaucracy into a barrier to basic rights. Sludge acts as a regressive tax, systematically preventing the most vulnerable members of society from accessing the benefits they are legally entitled to. The solution is the sludge audit, a systematic assessment designed to identify and remove every unnecessary point of friction in a process. In New South Wales, auditors found parents navigated 38 behaviors just to book a pediatric health check. By mapping and streamlining the process into a direct pathway, barriers were removed. Successful health checks spiked, and the system worked as intended. We do not have to accept red tape as an inevitable fact of life. We can choose to build an architecture of ease, where systems are designed around the value of a user's time. Eliminating sludge is about ensuring that when a society promises a benefit or a right, the architecture of the system actually allows people to receive it. It is how we bridge the gap between policy and the people it is meant to serve.